I hit a skunk on a back road last summer, and my car smelled like it for a week. Turns out the fix was already under my sink. That's when I started digging, and I found 13 things mechanics don't want you to know about a bottle of hydrogen peroxide, problems that normally cost you real money at a shop. Stick around, because the last one on this list is the one draining owners' wallets the most. First, let's deal with a problem that's cost more than one driver a tow truck bill. Number 13, battery terminal corrosion. Your battery dies on a freezing morning, and you're already pricing a tow truck. But half the time, the real problem is sitting right there on the terminals, and you can clear it in 5 minutes flat. That white or blue crust building up isn't just ugly. It's lead sulfate, sometimes copper sulfate, and it acts like a wall between the terminal and the cable. Current can't get through clean. Your alternator works harder than it should, and on the one morning your battery needs full power, cold weather, that weak connection is exactly when it gives out. Mix hydrogen peroxide with water, half and half. Pour it right on the corrosion. It'll fizz almost instantly. That's it breaking the buildup apart on contact. An old toothbrush knocks the rest loose. No fumes, no acid, gloves and a mask like store-bought terminal cleaners. A couple of things to get right first. Disconnect the negative cable before you touch anything. And keep it off your paint. It won't damage the finish outright, but left sitting, it can dull the clear coat. Here's what that 5 minutes is actually worth. Some shops charge you a diagnostic fee just to tell you it was corrosion the whole time. You just fixed it for the cost of a bottle from the pharmacy. Number 12, headlight restoration. You ever get flashed by oncoming traffic at night, and you check your dash thinking your brights are stuck on, but they're not? That's your headlights losing the fight against UV rays. Polycarbonate lenses oxidize over years of sitting in the sun. The clear coat turns yellow and cloudy, and it scatters your beam instead of throwing it straight down the road. A lot of drivers just assume they need new bulbs. They don't. The bulb's fine. The lens is the problem. Hydrogen peroxide works here because it doesn't just polish the haze away, it breaks that oxidized layer down chemically. Detailers use a stronger solution, around 12%, soaked into a cloth and left wrapped over the lens for a few hours. People running this method have posted real before and afters, yellow, cloudy lenses coming back clear. This one takes patience. It's not a 5-minute job like the battery terminals, and lenses with deep pitting might need a second round to fully clear. If you want a faster method that skips the multi-hour wait, I actually broke down a German technique in the video above that clears in way less time. You can watch it later after this one. Still, against the alternative here, a new headlight housing runs $200 to $300 aside once labor's added in. For a bottle of peroxide and a few hours of patience, that's money most owners don't need to spend. Number 11, carpet and floor mat mold after water damage. Left a window cracked during a storm? Or your kids spilled a full water bottle under the seat and nobody noticed for a week? Give it enough time in the dark and damp, and your carpet starts growing something you really don't want to be breathing in on every drive. That smell, the old gym bag one that never fully airs out, is mold living in the carpet backing, not just sitting on top of it. Febreze and cracked windows won't touch it. You're masking the smell while the mold keeps growing underneath. Mix 1 part hydrogen peroxide to 5 parts water in a spray bottle. Soak the carpet and the mats. Let it sit, then blot it dry. It kills the mold at the root instead of just knocking down the odor. Restoration techs actually prefer it over bleach here. Bleach's water content can feed mold roots hiding deep in porous carpet instead of killing them. Test a hidden spot first. On lighter carpet, peroxide can lift color if you leave it too long. And don't skip the drying step. Pull the mats, run fans, get real airflow through there, or the mold just comes right back. Skip this, and that musty smell isn't going away on its own. It gets worse, and it's your lungs dealing with it every commute. Number 10, bugs splatter off paint and glass. July and August, your bumper takes more damage than the rest of the year combined. That's peak bug season, and most of it happens at night. Your headlights pull them in, and by morning, your front end looks like it drove through a swarm because it probably did. Here's what most people don't know. Bug residue is acidic and protein-based. Left in the sun, it doesn't just sit there. It etches into the paint. That's why the splatter you ignore for a few days leaves marks even after a full wash. Peroxide breaks it down because it oxidizes the proteins holding the residue together. Spray it on, let it sit a minute, and it wipes off without scrubbing or scraping. Owners running Corvettes, Jeeps, even motorcycles swear by it over harsher stuff like WD-40, since it doesn't strip your wax along with the bugs. One caution: if your car has a ceramic coating, some detailers push back on this. Peroxide can weaken that coating over time, so stick with a dedicated bug remover instead. For everybody else, it's the difference between a 5-minute wipe down at the next gas stop and letting acid work into your clear coat for the rest of a long summer drive. If that's you every summer, hit like and subscribe. More of this list is coming. Number 9. Hard water spots on glass. You wash your car, it looks perfect for about a day, then those white spots show up all over the windshield and windows again. That's not dirt, that's your water. Sprinklers, rain, even the hose you washed with. All of it carries dissolved minerals. When the water evaporates, the minerals don't go anywhere. They stay stuck to the glass, and over time, they etch in deep enough that a regular wash won't touch them anymore. Most people reach for vinegar here, and it works, but it works by dissolving the mineral with acid. Peroxide does something different. It oxidizes the deposit instead, breaking it down chemically rather than just eating through it. That matters if you've already tried vinegar and the spots are still hanging on. Peroxide can finish the job where vinegar stalled out. Spray it on, give it a few minutes, then work it with a microfiber cloth. Stubborn spots might need a second pass. It won't touch spots that have been sitting for years and gone past the surface. At that point, you're looking at actual glass polishing, not a spray bottle. Every trip to a professional detailer for hard water removal runs you $50 or more. This gets you most of the way there for what's already sitting in your cabinet. Number 8. Mold on rubber door and window seals. Open your door on a humid morning and catch that faint, musty smell right at the seal? That's not your imagination, and it's not coming from your carpet this time. Those black rubber strips around your doors and windows trap moisture every time it rains, every time you run the AC on a hot day and condensation forms. Rubber doesn't dry out fast, and it doesn't breathe. That's exactly the environment mold needs to take hold, and once it does, it keeps spreading along the seal a little more every week. Same trick that worked on your carpet. Hydrogen peroxide kills it just as well as bleach does, but without breaking the rubber down over time the way bleach will. Spray it directly on the seal, let it sit a few minutes, wipe it off with an old rag. One thing to know before you start: never mix this with vinegar. Combine the two, and you get peracetic acid, which will irritate your eyes and lungs fast. Use one or the other, not both together. Ignore this one, and it doesn't stay cosmetic. Moldy seals lose their grip over time, and a seal that stopped sealing properly means water finding its way into your door panels. And that's a repair bill you don't want. Number 7. The skunk spray fix. Hit a skunk on a back road, or your dog gets sprayed in the yard and you still let it in the car for the ride to the vet. Either way, now the smell's soaked into your seats and it's not leaving on its own. Tomato juice doesn't work. Everyone's tried it. Everyone's disappointed. The reason is simple. Skunk spray is made of thiol compounds, and thiols don't wash away. They need to be chemically broken apart. That's exactly what this recipe does. A chemist named Paul Krebaum figured it out back in 1993. Mix 1 quart of hydrogen peroxide, a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and a teaspoon or 2 of dish soap. The baking soda triggers the peroxide to oxidize the thiols directly, turning them into odorless compounds instead of just masking them. It got tested and confirmed on Mythbusters as the most effective method out there, beating every store-bought spray. One thing to know: mix it fresh, right before you use it, and never seal it in a bottle. It builds pressure as it reacts, and a sealed container can actually rupture. Every skunk odor removal product on the shelf is trying to sell you a version of this same recipe for $15 a bottle. You've already got what you need in the cabinet. Number 6. Mold on convertible tops and vinyl surfaces. Convertible owners, this one's for you. Park under a tree for a season, or just leave the top up through a rainy stretch, and you'll start seeing dark spots creeping across the fabric. Or that same musty smell from the door seals, just coming from your roof instead. Soft tops trap moisture the same way rubber seals do, and vinyl surfaces aren't much better. Once mold gets a foothold on fabric, it doesn't just sit on the surface, it works into the weave, and by the time you can see it, it's already spread further than what's visible. Mix 1 part peroxide to 2 parts water. Spray it on, let it sit 10 to 15 minutes, you'll see it bubble as it works, then wipe clean. Same method used on marine vinyl seating, since boat owners deal with this exact problem constantly. Test a hidden spot first, especially on colored tops. Left too long, it can lighten the fabric, and that's a mistake you can't undo on a convertible roof. Skip this, and you're not just looking at a stain. Mold breaks down the fabric's fibers over time, and a top that's lost its integrity means water finding its way through, which turns a cleaning problem into a much more expensive one. Number 5. Loosening rusted bolts, nuts, and hinges. You're under the car, wrench on a bolt that hasn't moved since the factory installed it, and it's just not budging. Rounding it off now means a much bigger job later. Rust doesn't just sit on the surface of a bolt, it works into the threads and basically welds the bolt to whatever it's threaded into. Penetrating oil helps sometimes, but on a bolt that's been rusted for years, it doesn't always cut it alone. Peroxide won't strip rust off a body panel, that's not what this is for. But a few drops worked into a seized, rusted fastener helps break the bond between the rust and the metal underneath. Let it sit for a few minutes, work it in again, then try your wrench. A lot of stuck bolts that fought penetrating oil for an hour will finally turn. Be straight with yourself about what this is. It's not magic, and it's not instant. Stubborn ones might need a couple rounds, and on badly corroded bolts, you're still better off with heat or a proper penetrating fluid built for the job. But for the average stuck bolt or squeaky hinge, this is one more thing to try before you're stripping heads, snapping bolts, or paying a shop just to remove and replace a part that was fine to begin with. Number 4. Blood, urine, and organic stains on seats. Kid spills, pet has an accident, someone tracks something in from outside, and days later, you still catch that smell every time you get in the car, even after you've scrubbed it. Regular cleaners just spread urine and organic stains around on cloth and vinyl. They don't actually break down what's causing the smell because those stains are protein-based, and soap alone doesn't touch protein the way it touches dirt or grease. Peroxide does, because it oxidizes protein directly. Spray it on the stain, let it sit and bubble for a few minutes, then blot it out. It's breaking the stain apart at a level a regular cleaner never reaches, which is why the smell actually leaves instead of just fading for a day. Test it on a hidden spot first, especially on darker fabric or dyed seats. Left sitting too long, it can lighten the color right along with the stain. That's not a trade-off you want to discover in the middle of your seat. Skip this, and you're not just living with a smell. Deep-set organic stains are exactly what gets flagged at trade-in time, or when you're selling the car privately, and that's money coming straight off your offer. Number 3. Yellowed exterior plastic trim and bumpers. Look at your bumper or your side mirrors lately. If your car is a few years old, that black plastic trim probably isn't black anymore. It's gone brownish gray, and no amount of car wash soap brings it back. That happens because of a flame-retardant compound built into the plastic itself. UV exposure breaks it down over years, and the byproduct is that yellow-brown discoloration. It's not dirt sitting on top. It's a chemical change happening inside the plastic, which is why scrubbing harder never works. This is the same fix people use to restore old yellowed electronics, and it works the same way on car trim. A 12% peroxide solution applied to the plastic, then left in direct sunlight for a few hours, reverses that discoloration chemically instead of just masking it with a temporary shine spray. 2 things to know. This takes real time in the sun, not a quick wipe. And it works on black plastic specifically. Clear plastic that's yellowed, like some headlight housings, doesn't respond to this the same way. A trim restorer kit from the auto parts store runs you $15 to $25 and usually needs reapplying every few weeks. This gets the same result out of a bottle you've already got sitting in the cabinet for everything else on this list. Number 2. Garage floor and driveway oil stains. Every driveway's got one, that dark blotch under where you park, and no amount of scrubbing with dish soap and a hose ever fully lifts it. Some owners just give up and let it become part of the concrete. Concrete is porous, so oil doesn't just sit on top of it, it soaks down into the pores and bonds there. That's why surface cleaning never finishes the job. You're only ever getting the top layer, while the stain underneath stays put. Mix peroxide with baking soda into a thick paste, spread it over the stain, and let it sit. It oxidizes the oil directly, breaking it down instead of just lifting it off the surface. Give it a scrub after it's dried, then rinse. Be honest about what this handles, though. It works well on fresher stains. An oil spot that's been baked into your driveway for years, through multiple summers of heat, isn't coming out with one round of this. You might need several applications, and old enough stains may never fully disappear. Still, Next time you're about to call a pressure washing service to bid on your driveway, try this first. And speaking of stains you didn't expect a bottle of peroxide to fix. The next one on this list isn't about anything you can see. It's something growing where you can't, and it's the one costing owners the most money on this entire list. Number 1. The AC Mold or Musty Smell Fix. You turn the AC on for the first time in weeks and that smell hits you, like a gym bag left in a locker all summer. Most people just get used to it. That's the mistake. That smell is mold, growing right on your evaporator coil, tucked behind your dash where you can't see it or reach it. Every time the AC runs, it's pulling that smell straight into the air you're breathing on every single drive. Shops know exactly what this is, and they charge for it. The standard fix, cabin filter plus an evaporator cleaning, runs $145 to $260 depending on where you go. That's a real number, not a scare tactic. People post their invoices online. Here's the fix for the cost of a drugstore bottle. Spray peroxide into the intake plenum near the base of your windshield where outside air pulls in. Let it sit, then run the AC on fresh air, not recirculate, so it dries out and carries the smell away instead of trapping it. Owners running this exact method report the smell fully gone within a day. That's 13 for 13. One bottle, one aisle at the pharmacy, and it just handled everything from a dead battery to mold you can't even see. Most owners walk past this stuff their whole life without knowing what it's actually capable of in a car. Here's what nobody tells you. The average engine could easily hit 500,000 miles. Most don't because of one thing owners overlook completely. There's a $2 fix for it, and it's waiting for you in the video below.